Welcome to another video. Again, we're gonna do a Q&A, but it's about our long distance relationship. We're gonna answer some questions and
put on the record that it's not a long distance relationship anymore. We went through that.
Oh yeah.
We're good and done.
Okay, first question. How did we meet?
I met Mary on a cruise in January 2010. We met at dinner. And I was on the cruise celebrating my and my brother's graduation from college.
And I was on vacation with my mom. So next question. How long have you been in a long distance relationship?
We were in a long distance relationship for 3 years.
And a half.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Or far from each other. Very far.
Yeah. I think it's 780 miles from where I lived to her house at one point. It's probably a little farther now because we moved around. About 16 hours to travel between the two places.
Yeah.
How did you overcome the differences between your cultures? Mary's Canadian and I am American, so there's some differences, not as much as between other countries, but it's definitely a lot of things that are different between the two. For example, where Mary's from, everybody speaks French, where I'm from, everybody speaks English, so that was the biggest cultural thing. Other than that, our values are really very similar, if not completely alike, so it wasn't that difficult for us because the things that are important for me are the same things that are important for Mary.
So do you believe in true love?
I do. When Mary walked into the room, my whole world stopped. And it was like time took a break while Mary walked over to sit down. And she sat down right next to me. And there hasn't been a day that's gone by since that I haven't thought about her all day.
Yes, I do believe in true love. And he is the proof. Next question. How often did you see each other? Not very often.
Yeah, I think we saw each other once every couple months.
Yeah.
Whenever I had time, I could come up and see her.
Yeah.
A couple times she'd come down or we'd meet somewhere in between.
Next question, how do you make it work?
Interesting. I don't think it's that difficult, really, if you're...
In love for real.
Yeah, well, we were really in love, so... And we still really are, and that makes a big difference. It was easy because we could talk to each other all the time over the internet. We would chat on webcams a lot.
Yeah.
And we just really talked to each other a lot, really got to know each other, know a lot about each other. And we're both really comfortable not right at first, it took a little while. Like, when we first started talking on the webcam, I want to demonstrate. This is all I could see of Mary, because she was too shy.
Yeah, I was shy.
She was too shy to show her beautiful face on the webcam. Which is funny, because now she's...
making videos on YouTube. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was not confident in my English, and I couldn't really speak English. I could say words but not sentences, and I didn't want him to see me because I was going on Google and translating everything he was saying to me. So I was like, I don't want him to see me doing that and struggling, so I was just showing my shoulder for a little while. But it didn't last very long.
Maybe less than a month.
Yeah.
Maybe a week or two.
And then I was showing my face, but I think the sound was still mute for a little while, and I was just typing. Well, Google Translate was typing because, I needed that. But then I started talking, and But I think that's a really important thing in your relationship. If you can talk, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot harder than if you have the opportunity to talk to each other. And when we say we talk to each other, it was every night. Every single night for 3 years and a half.
Yeah. What is one quality you must have to be successful in a long-distance relationship?
I think there's a lot of quality. You need to have respect. You need to have confidence in the other person. What is the most important one? Respect.
I think it's love. You really have to...
It helps a lot.
Yeah, you really have to love each other. And love isn't just... When I say love, I don't mean you have butterflies in your stomach when they call you.
Yeah.
I mean that you really care about this other person more than you care about yourself. And that you really want to do everything that you can to make each other happy. And that's what love really is.
Yeah.
And when you really love somebody, that's not work. That's not difficult to do. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's the best part of your day.
Yeah. What is a good gift for my long-distance girlfriend?
That's not difficult. You know how in all the movies there's like this cliche thing that guys do where they buy women flowers and they buy them candy and chocolate? It's not a cliche thing. Like, you can just do that and women love it. Especially Mary. I remember the first time I bought her flowers for Valentine's Day. She took pictures of it and put it up on Facebook, and she just talked to me about it for 3 days afterwards. She was so happy. She kept one of them. Was it on top of your fridge? And she let it like dry out. And so when I finally saw her again, like in March, about a month later, it was like brown and gross, but she still loved it. It made her that happy.
Yeah. And I had the flowers on top of my dresser for a very long time until they just like fell apart and put petals all over my room.
I think you might have still had one when we got married.
Oh yeah, that's like when I was moving to make boxes and stuff. Yeah, that's recent. I kept it for a long time. Yep. So yeah, just flowers, chocolate, and I think as a girl, what I think is a good gift is your time. Let me explain that. You just gave me your time. You never made me feel bad for wanting to talk to you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think your time is a really good present to give.
I just thought of something.
Oh.
First time that I came to Quebec, because it's cold there, I brought some like hoodies, and I wore one of them, and it was my favorite one at the time. And when I left it on Mary's bed with a little note and a little love letter. And the next time I talked to Mary on the webcam, she cried and she said, "I can't believe you left me your favorite hoodie." And she wore it every day for the rest of the winter time, at least every night. I think she wore it during the day.
Yeah, no.
So if you can, share something that's important to you like that, and girlfriends love to wear their boyfriend's clothes, if at all possible. So
yeah, it's true.
I think that was a good gift.
That made me. I still have it and I still wear it.
It's true. It does get washed quite often.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
How can you make it easier to say goodbye?
You can't.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't feel better. I mean, I think if it doesn't cause you pain, if it doesn't make you really sad when you have to say goodbye, and if you don't miss the person, maybe you should take a step back and think about whether you really want to be with them. Because for us, I know it was always so hard to say goodbye. Yeah,
and we had people. Well, I had people telling me like, "Oh, that's okay. It's gonna get easier. And you're gonna see each other again and then you're gonna say goodbye, and it's just gonna be easier." And it was never. I think I'm gonna say it was worse every time.
Yeah, I think so.
Every time. Yeah. So no, never gets easier.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Are long distance relationships a good thing?
said one time a quote that I can't really say, like, because I have trouble pronouncing. Like, we are the most adorable, inimitable couple. So, is a relationship good? Yes and no.
I think it's good.
Okay.
I think it really taught us to learn a lot about each other.
Yeah, for us, like, yeah. So, yes, it's good when you don't really have a choice, and when it's your true love and you know it, but no, it's not good just to decide, oh, everything around me is not working, so I'm gonna go try to find a long-distance relationship.
I think what you're saying is, if somebody watching this video has problems with relationships, it's not that they should just suddenly try a long-distance relationship, because you're not going to get what we got.
Yes, it's
my advice, though, if you're really having trouble with relationships, there's two things you need to think about, and the first one is who it is that you're being in relationships with, and how are you meeting them, and you probably need to change one or the other, or both of those. And then the other thing you need to ask yourself is, take a hard look in the mirror and say, am I the kind of person that wants that a person... Let me phrase it this way. Take a hard look in the mirror and say, picture in your head the person who you want to be with. And ask yourself, would that kind of person want to be with me? And if the answer is no, then maybe you should try to make some changes.
How can you tell that your long-distance relationship partner loves you for real?
The real thing that taught me, that showed me how much Mary really loved me, is what she was talking about earlier, about how much time we spent together. And I knew when I was with Mary and when Mary was doing other things, because we would email back and forth too, that the one thing that she wanted all the time was just to spend more and more time with me. That was what she wanted the most. That was what she cared about. And that taught me that that's what was important to her. And so if spending time with me is really important to her, then it seems that she
must like me.
Yeah, she must.
Yeah. I agree.
Last question. What's the best advice that you can give to somebody in a long-distance relationship?
The best advice. Ooh, so much pressure.
The best piece of advice.
Yeah. Communicate with each other. Talk a lot. Like, start talking about what are your expectations in, like, each other. You need to know both what you want, what are your plans, what you're ready to do, what you're not ready to do, who's gonna do what, and because there's a lot of changes coming, because one way or the other person's gonna have to move for the other one, or learn a different language, or so I think communication would be my advice.
I think Mary's right. It's really important that you talk to each other, that you understand each other, and you share what your goals and your hopes and dreams are with one another, and that's important that you're on the same page. And it also helps to have something to look forward to. So, you know, a lot of the stuff that you talk about in a relationship about what you want is 5-10 years down the road, but it's nice to have even things that are just a month down the road. Like, I know it always helped Mary when we could plan in advance when the next time was that we'd see each other, so we knew well before.
That just remind me, we say like it never gets easier to say goodbye, but something that helps a little bit is knowing that you're going to see each other in 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. So
yeah, and not just saying I'll come again in about 3 months, but having like I'll come again on October 17th. You know, having an exact date. That makes a big difference.
Yes, that helps a lot. So it doesn't make it easier, but it's just smoother. Yeah.
I think it takes away the doubt of, is this the last time I'm going to see you?
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
That's all.
I think this was a little bit more serious. There's quite a bit more gravitas than our ordinary silliness, but...
Yeah. We had to talk about it, and I wanted to talk about it, and...
It's an important subject.
Yeah, it is, and it's part of our lives, so
So hopefully you can benefit from our experience.
Yeah.
Rate, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.